Oh yeah, Score has been absolutely legendary. Really up until they got knocked down to the third place match in Champions Winter out in OGN, he had one of the most monstrous KDAs, hitting 15.6 at one point, still ending the season with double digits. I mean, this guy's crazy. But enough about KT. What's Curse been looking like, Tom?
Well, if you want to talk about the KDA ratios, then we have Curse, of course, with Cop on his side, leading the North American LCS. He's pretty much the undying one himself. We'll have to see how these two wind up dancing around the outside of team fights, but as you can see on the screen, we've already got picks and bans flying back and forth. These two teams are prepped and ready, Choba, and it looks like they already give Curse Twisted Fate.
Yeah, they did let Twisted Fate out, which, for any team these days is a very high priority pick. He's so mobile, but as we talked about the bans, Zed being banned out, and also Kale against Ryu on KT. This guy, I mean, a lot of people have picked up Kale, really, and a lot of people give Song on Najin credit to kind of starting the whole Kale pick, but Ryu, if anything, has mastered it.
Yeah, but on the flip side, coming out from the side of Curse Gaming, they do give St. Vicious his Xin Zhao. And even though this is a live patch and he suffered a little bit from the nerf bat, he's still a pretty powerful pickup, as we've seen in some of the matches just this weekend. We'll have to see if St. Vicious is going to relive his former glory on that champion. Between Xin Zhao and Jarvan, those are the two junglers that St. Vicious has done phenomenal with, leading Curse to the top of the NA LCS charts right now. Can he do the same thing against one of the top teams from Korea? Well, that's what we're here to find out.
I mean, Xin Zhao has been a bane for a lot of Korean teams, and we saw this a lot when Gambit Gaming actually showed it up against the former Azubus, now the current CJ roster. They brought out the whole Xin Zhao Renekton comp and with all the armor shred, and they just had no answer. It took a while for these Korean teams to adapt to that. Can Curse bring something out? And I'm very excited because Curse, back in the day during the MLG League of Legends Summer Arena last year, was the only team to take a map off of a Zubu Blaze at the time. They had some good innovation. They brought out Blitzcrank, which seemed to be the bane of Korea at the time. So do they have something up their sleeves again?
Well, we're going to have to find out, but KT Rolster B on the flip side, they're picking up Diana, and Ryu, I think he played Diana once in the Korean Online qualifiers, and then it was banned at every other game. It was an absolute terror, but speaking of terrors, they let Volibear slip through, and looks like Insect might be rumbling, tumbling through the jungle with the bear.
Dude, the bear has just been rampaging out of nowhere too. It's not like he suddenly got the hugest buff. It's just people kind of figured out how to fit him into team comps. I don't think it was ever his actual skill set, but it was more like, how do you make this work? I mean, he has some initiation, but it's not like he has a blink or anything. How do you make that work with the rest of the team? But if you look so far, they already have other forms of kind of creating chaos, so then Insect can just waltz through and flip whoever he wants.
Well, Diamond Prox on the side of Gambit Gaming, we saw how powerful of a Volibear he was, and Gambit Gaming is one of those teams that really thrives on positioning in team fights, going for those battles, ganking in lane. As long as you, like you said, create chaos, disposition the enemy, Volibear is someone that can do that, and if you have a team composition that can take advantage of that, be it with this Diana that's going to be able to nuke someone down extremely quick and then continue the disposition with Moonfall, it's a really strong combination. But now on Curse Gaming side, we see Voyboy in his element. He's got his top lane at Kali. Elements also picking up Lulu. There is so much initiation and cleanup potential from the side of Curse here. It's going to be a hard-fought battle against KTB.
I'm really excited to see Voyboy and Akali once again. One of the fondest memories I have casting with you, Tom, is when Voyboy showed us some really amazing plays on Akali during the prize fights in December, getting triple kills and whatnot at half health. I mean, this guy's a beast. And Voyboy really does amazing calculative plays. He takes those risks that you don't think anyone should, but then he comes out just fine.
Well, we're going to have to see. Of course, someday he's going to be in the top lane. He still has yet to pick up his choice. He knows he's going to be going against Voyboy's Akali up there. What is it going to be to counteract that? Is he going to go for something that's going to shove that lane? We have Singed on the table. Renekton's still available, and he's going to pick that one up. And Renekton, well, this is the alligator that's been popping up in every single region of League of Legends.
Yeah, and Someday outplayed McNoon while playing Renekton, and it was very sad for McNoon, but it was amazing for Someday. And this guy knows Renekton back and forth, and he makes some amazing plays. He's got a double kill when he only had like 200 health. He knows exactly how the ultimate works and what he can sustain. So this is really crazy. I'm really excited for Curse's team comp though, because they have a lot of cleanup duty, like you said, but they're not the, I guess, beefiest team.
Well, the transitive property says if Voyboy beats Someday, then therefore Voyboy is better than McNoon, but those are some big words to live up to. We're going to see if Curse Gaming and the NA crew is going to be able to take it to KT Rolster B, one of the top teams in Korea. Game number one is about to
find out exactly how it's going to be broken down.
You are really excited about these teams, and we're really excited to get this game number one underway. Curse Gaming is going to be on your blue side to start things off, whereas on the flip side, KT Rolster B, they're going to be across the river on the red team. We're going to have to see, Chobra, where do these teams line up at level one? Who wants to get aggressive, or do they decide to play it a little passive?
I mean, KT is just marching right on through, and they're going to hang out in the creek. We'll see if they're actually going to go for an invade or go for warding. Mafa actually just going to put up a defensive ward so you can make sure, and there's a lot of pings, so they definitely have a plan. KT wants to move. Meanwhile, Curse, they're a little bit split. They're going to make sure they get some warding down from Elements, but the rest of the team is going in for blue and van. This is really brilliant because KT put down that ward, so now they're like, oh, well, Elements want to put down a ward next to our Wraiths. We're kind of clear to go into the enemy red. Meanwhile, Curse have their own plan at the red, or at the blue buff, excuse me, of KT Rolster.
And Elements is just kind of running decoy here in the mid lane. He's just dancing around back and forth,
I love it.
trying to let KT Rolster be, fall into a false sense of security, but they're just not budging from this brush on the backside of the red buff. They want to try to steal this one away, whereas, like you said, on the flip side, it's Curse Gaming waiting very patiently in the blue brush, so it looks like nothing too much coming up, but ooh, KT's making a move back.
I'm really worried for Score, because he's walking through. They're not going to see each other just yet, and they're actually going to take the safe route unless Insect decides to come through. Curse has spotted this, and somebody's just going to walk right into a trap by Curse, and there's the stun. That has to be first, but he flashes over. Is the Ignite going to be enough? St. Fish just tries to chase over, but no kill there.
Oh, and that was just a really great setup there from Curse Gaming. Not able to get the kill. What a tilt over Peacemaker steals away the Wolves. So all in all, Curse, they burn a flash. They force back the enemy top laner, or the solo laner for the time being. But all they get out of it is a little wolf for now, but they are going to steal away this blue buff.
You know, and this is a little bit dangerous for Voyboy because he did burn his Ignite. He still has his flash, but that means Someday can actually be much more aggressive, and with a jungler like Volibear being played by Insect, Voyboy's going to have to wait a little bit until they're on even ground with summoners.
Yeah, you also have to keep in mind that Akali, her real burst of power comes at level 6 when she can use that charge into battle and really pop those marks down on her enemies. However, with the Volibear coming out from the jungle as well as Renekton, who can snowball in the early stages of the game, I wouldn't be surprised to see St. Vicious really pressure that top lane area, as it does look like we already see Insect trying to do.
Yeah, they know exactly what's up. They know the summoners, and we're going to see Voyboy get caught right over there. There's the flash, but there's the flash and flip. Somebody's jumping in with Slice and Dice. They're going to get the kill. First blood goes to KT Rolster B.
Well, it looks like KT Rolster B knows who the threat is from the side of Curse Gaming, immediately ganking down on that top lane for Voyboy and shutting him down. They really don't want to get the ball rolling for him on Akali. So good stuff coming out. After Curse had the cheeky level 1 play, as D-Man would say, KT Rolster B responds in full.
Yeah, so KT now does have the lead, but still Curse looking pretty strong. Of course, bot lane, they had a little bit of advantage just because Score was alone for slightly longer. But again, KT knew exactly what was used during that engagement at level 1, and Someday communicated that perfectly to Insect. They got him off to a good lead, and with Someday on Renekton off to a good lead, KT can kind of be safer now and focus on building up Score.
Yeah, you can't forget the fact that extra first blood goal, which Someday is going to go back and spend almost immediately, since Voyboy was still only level 1 when he died. He's going to wind up coming into lane with a huge advantage, actually going for a longsword with that Elixir of Fortitude. That means he's going to be all-out aggression on Renekton. He's going to try to shut down Voyboy early, and if Voyboy can't get the ball rolling on Akali, he's not going to be much use to Curse.
Yeah, he also got that ping ward to make sure that Voyboy just can't play safe. He knows that Voyboy now is going to come back with wards to make sure he doesn't get that same gank off, and some days like, nope, just no vision for you. Like you said, tons of aggression coming out. Meanwhile, Insect has been roaming about the enemy jungle. KT looks to be in full comfort. What can Curse do to come back from this disadvantage?
Well, St. Vicious is going to have to be the playmaker in the beginning stages of this matchup. We already saw him being a little bit scared to take that red buff as soon as Diana threw that Crescent Strike downward, and he needs to do something to either get Voyboy on track or abandon that lane entirely and get the rest of his lanes pushing forward. Right now, this bottom lane that we've been watching for a little bit, as well as the mid lane here, as we see Nijaki going back and forth, Cop is not going to have the best advantages in the world in the beginning stages over Caitlyn. That range, the harass she can put down, and the poke that Sona's going to give her is just going to absolutely shut down Kalma. It's really up to Elements to keep Cop safe and farming in this bottom lane, because if he can't do that, then Kalma's going to fall behind Caitlyn. And when Caitlyn hits that mid-game plateau, Kalma's not going to be as strong as he needs to be to duel.
Yeah, and you know, also looking at the mid lane, I'm looking at the summoner spells, and Nijaki going for that barrier, while Ryu has chosen to take that teleport on top of Flash just to make sure, of course, if you're ever playing against Twisted Fate, you want to have that summoner spell so you can catch up. It's not going to be too much 1v1 action, I feel, but come level 6, as soon as Twisted Fate starts flying around, Diana's also going to chase through and look for some kills. Yeah,
Twisted Fate, of course, is also going to be a huge factor in Curse's push to try to snowball some sort of lane advantage for them. St. Vicious is doing a bit of counter jungling while Insect's away. This top lane match between Voyboy and Sunday. Voyboy actually getting a little bit of the best of Renekton. Sunday playing a bit too safe here. Maybe he is a little bit wary of the presence of St. Vicious. I don't think they spotted him with that pink ward in the brush of the river. St. Vicious is going to wait in this tri-brush for the time being, but I don't think anything else is really going to happen.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting that Voyboy did actually get a level lead for a little bit on top of Someday, so he's doing just fine for himself despite giving up first blood. And that's okay with Akali, because once you hit your stride at level 6 and onward, you're going to be this snowbally assassin.
It's very true, and that's the one thing KT Rolster B doesn't want to have happen. Meanwhile, in this bottom lane matchup, as we said, Caitlyn just doing a good job of poking, harassing on Cogball here. 42 CS to 26, doubling the CS currently, and that's just the power of the long-range poke that Caitlyn can get those headshots, dishing out a bit of pain. Plus, she has the sustain coming out from her support in Sona, whereas Lulu, she can get aggressive and everything, but there's no way to heal up Cogball when he takes all that push.
Alright, so Insect coming up to the top lane once again. Now there's no ward for now. Voyboy has his own though, so I'm sure he's going to check that brush, but it depends on how close he can get. Flash is still not up for Voyboy. He's going to take the safe route and go all the way up against the wall. That might still be dangerous because of the flip potential coming up from Insect.
It does look like Insect actually be going up
bottom lane. St. Vicious does come in for a gank. He's going to get exhausted. There's a teleport from Ryu. Perhaps a little bit too early because I don't know if they can go for the kill. Ryu flashes in, pulls him back in, and the kill goes to Mappa.
Meanwhile, in top lane, we actually still have Voyboy dueling away with Someday. It looks like Insect decided to back off from that one. So Voyboy going to live for now, but that's another advantage secure for the bottom lane of KT Rolster B. Even though Mappa picks up that kill, that's going to be time away for the that bottom lane matchup. St. Vicious, of course, dying as the jungler there means that there's no more pressure being placed around the map, so KT Rolster B is really just going to be able to do what they please.
Yeah, and you know, Curse, they have been doing okay in the lanes, but then these ganks just kind of come out of nowhere. I don't think they were expecting the teleport at all. I think they figured, you know, Voyboy said there's probably an Insect up in the top lane, so go for it bottom lane. They were comfortable, and then out of nowhere, Ryu comes and blows all his summoners for a kill, and it was pretty much worth it. I mean, a little bit unfortunate that Sona got the kill, but Sona's still pretty strong, so I think there's no worry on KT's side.
Well, giving the first kill in that bottom lane to the support's not a bad idea at all, as we do see she immediately goes back and picks up that Sight Stone, so the vision advantage is going to be in favor of KT Rolster B's bottom lane, and the vision means that St. Vicious is going to be hard-pressed to try to create any traction down there. The real factor is going to have to be, can Nijaki abuse the fact that Diana's teleport is down? Can that Destiny Gate combination, once it's off cooldown, because he popped it, but I don't actually think he used it in that case, can he use that to maybe make something happen elsewhere on the map while that teleport is down? St. Vicious might have to focus his problems more to the mid lane to hold it for Nijaki, or maybe go to top lane, because all that ward coverage coming out from the side of KT Rolster B, it's really going to thwart anything he can do.
Alright, mid lane, Ryu comes back with a blue buff, which is huge for Diana because now she can actually harass back despite being melee. Also in the top lane, we saw Someday just putting out some good moves and harass, and you know, all of these top lane players have really been figuring out how to use the next and when to use all that fear, and Someday's actually going to go in, not going to dive just yet, but he's trying to keep Voyboy below half health, looking for that moment to dive in and take the kill. Yeah,
and this is where Renekton's really going to start to shine. He has his Hex Drinker already, so he's going to be able to mitigate a lot of the damage coming out from Voyboy. Voyboy went for his patented, let's get all the health potions in the world build, and then went for boots and a clock armor. He's taking so much pressure and damage from Renekton though because of that early advantage. Like you said, the experience advantage was kind of in favor of Voyboy for a minute, but not too much.
Oh, the crescendo comes out maybe a little bit early, but Score looking for the kill. Aislinn was going to be blocked off. That's a huge chunk off of Elements though, so Curse definitely got the message. They do not want to mess right now.
No, Elegant's really having to run bodyguard duty in that bottom lane. Coptic really hasn't been able to gain any traction whatsoever.
Someday does go for the dive. Here comes Twisted Fate. He's going to pop his ultimate in the brush, so he is going to get a little bit more health, but he's trying to dive in. He's going to go for the kill of Voyboy. Voyboy goes stealth. He just has to last out while Nijaki keeps him busy. They're going to bounce back and forth. Voyboy with the plays giving the kill to Nijaki. Meanwhile, St. Vicious is caught looking for that dragon, and KT takes the dragon and also the kill. Insect's just dancing there, taunting St. Vicious while his passive brings his health back.
I'm not so sure if St. Vicious is going to be happy about that one, but he did burn the flash to get in over the wall to try to steal that dragon. Had he been able to do that, would have been a great advantage for Curse, picking up that kill in top lane as well. Good mechanics coming out from Voyboy, being able to dance around with that shadow dash, keeping himself alive as well as making sure he got the assist and were able to take down Renekton in that case. But on the side for Curse, they lose the dragon, they lose that mid lane tower because St. Vicious went to steal rather than holding it up, and that bot lane tower is going to fall as well.
Yeah, so overall global goal, of course, KT is still going to be well ahead, but man, the plays on Void, man, that's something you need to remember when playing Akali, is that your stealth, it doesn't, wear off right away. You can dance back and forth and really use that to your advantage, and no wonder, Void, the master of Akali, pulling off the plays.
Yeah, we also can't forget, though, the Renekton slices and dices and calls the meek. You're still going to wind up getting hit, because just because you can't be seen doesn't mean you can't take damage. So Voyboy, of course, like you said, being the master of Akali, he is making sure that he didn't wind up dying that engagement. But is it going to be enough to gain traction for Curse? They've lost out on global advantages across the map so far. That mid lane tower is down, the bottom lane tower is down, and the Dragon have all gone in favor of K2 Rolster B. For the time being, it seems that they just have more map presence than Curse. St. Vicious really hasn't been able to drive forward the force of this team, and Nijaki, he's been the only one to really make a play happen. Are they going to have to wait for that Destiny Gate combination to come up again before they make something else happen on the map? So far, all sources kind of point to yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the itemization. St. Vicious does get caught up, but Score really wants this kill. They're going to chase through. There are flashes coming out and everything. He gets the flip despite the knockback, and St. Vicious is going to go down, tries to make an escape using Ryu, but ends up just giving the kill.
Well, that's the presence on the map that we just talked about for KT Rolster B. Good power chord slow coming out from Mappa there to really start that one off. Insight wouldn't have been able to catch St. Vicious at all, especially after the crescent sweep backwards, but that slowdown on him just got Volibear in enough range to flip him at the same time. So really good communication there. St. Vicious had a good charge to try to get out of there, just wasn't enough. And now look at KT Rolster B pushing forward onto the second tier tower. That is so much forward pressure on Curse.
Yeah, you know, KT is just looking really, really organized right now. Their communication seems to be pinpoint. And look at Someday, that dirty farming behind the first tower in the top lane. And now we're going to see Ryu and Mappa join him. They might go for the dive, but Voidboy knows what's up. He's trying to get out of there, and he has to stop his teleport back. Can't Ryu catch up? Ryu does have a blink, but they're just going to actually... No, Ryu actually gets the Crescent Slash, and he pulls him back. Voidboy going to hide himself, but there's the pig ward from Mappa. There's the stun from Sunny and the crescendo. They really want this kill. Someday cleans it up, and now they go to the top tower.
It's just a little unfortunate there. Voidboy ate all of his skills in that point in time, and he just winds up falling. So that's going to be another outer tower. The final one on the outer side for Curse Gaming is going to wind up going down. They're going to retaliate by taking some pressure of their own in this mid lane. If they can take a tower down, at least they'll establish a little bit more presence and maybe be able to contest the Dragon if they can push out that bottom lane as well. But for the time being, it looks like that the map is just all KT Rolster B. They are making every single play, and Curse is having to react to it, which when you have a Twisted Fate on your team, you don't want to be doing. You want to be the ones pressuring the enemy team and catching them out of position.
Yeah, and you know, Curse, we talked about this during Pigman. Ooh, we're actually going to see Twisted Fate trying to
teleport already.
So is Ryu teleporting. They know exactly what's up. Nijaki takes a ton of damage. St. Vicious actually pushes KT back into Nijaki, but they cannot focus. KT has completely lost focus. Score has to run away. That's a ton of damage lost. Insect does take away Nijaki, but Cobb gets the kill, and that's what's important for Curse right now. Can Cobb help with the cleanup? Voidboy comes in. There's a double kill for Insect, but Curse isn't done yet, and Insect needs to watch out, but he's just trying to bait right now because we have Mappa and Someday coming in. Insect does bait them successfully, and here they come. There's the slow. Insect trying to survive with his passive. Not good enough. St. Vicious is going to escape for now. Someday comes in, but is it enough for only Voidboy? Maybe not even that one kill. Voidboy just really wants this one kill to clean up Mappa. He's just waiting for his ultimate to come back up. Not going to be able to finish off Mappa with another kill, but Someday, unfortunately, not getting anything out of that.
It's a little love tap there from Sona, wanted to taking down Voidboy, and that was a pretty telegraphed gank. KT Rolster B read that one coming out from the side of Curse. The teleport from Ryu came in before the Destiny Gate combo was actually popped for that bottom lane gank, so they read that coming in from Curse. But what a job of turning it around from the side of Curse Gaming. They wound up making the best of that bad situation. They take down Score, which, well, that's more than some teams can say from the Korean side of things, actually picking up a kill on the AD carry for KT Rolster B. They may have actually lost a couple members of their team in that engagement, but overall, that's a minor victory for them, and that's the kind of thing they need to gain the confidence to get back into this game.
Yeah, it was a brilliant play by St. Vicious, really, to separate Score. It did put Nijaki in danger, but KT reacted the way Chris wanted them to. KT said, oh no, Score is now out of position. We need to group back on him, and Curse knows that Score is just just a very valuable player for KT. St. Vicious actually just going to run into Insect there. But with that separation, it caused chaos in KT's mindset, and they were just able to clean up from Curse's side.
Well, that's what we were talking about. We actually see an Oracle's Elixir on Insect to help clear out some of these wards, but that chaos factor, the fact that Curse needs to be proactive with their moves rather than just reacting to what KT is doing. They forced KT to react with the early teleport, and like you said, by separating Score, Curse gained traction in that fight, and they're able to make something happen. Can they do it again, though, or will KT Rolster B let it happen again? I'm not so sure they will, because right now, most of them are grouping up in this top lane.
Yeah, and KT seems to have gotten back on their feet, and they know they need to stay grouped up. Curse's team comp is just super hungry for picks, and KT just doesn't want to let that happen. Especially now, Mappa has to learn that he just needs to stick by score. He needs to save that crescendo or the slow. They're going to jump down onto Sunday. He's going to get out just fine. They do save the tower for now on Curse's side, but KT relentless. Mappa even tanking a hit so that Score can put down a little bit more damage with that long range.
And as you saw just briefly on the screen there, Ryu is actually behind the tower on the opposite side of the wall from the side of Curse. So he's just waiting to close the gap in. He wants his team to get this engaged down. They're trying to funnel Curse into an area where there's a fight that they just cannot win. Curse doing a really good job though, just dancing back and forth and clearing out these waves, trying to keep this tower alive as much as possible. If this goes down, KT Rolster goes in.
Oh, the flash crescendo, so much burst damage onto the entire team of Curse. They're all separated. Voidboy not trying to run away while Comp just tries to do as much damage to stay alive, and that is an instant ace against Curse. No, Nijaki gets out alive. I am blind, but KT gets 4 kills, and now they're going to take another inhibitor tower and an inhibitor.
Well, that's a 4 for none in favor of KT Rolster B, and that's them preying on the mindset of Curse. That's kind of like where Insect was dancing in the Dragon Pit at Sandwich's attempt to steal. Nijaki, unfortunately, I don't think you can 1v5 no matter how powerful you are as a mid lane AP player. That's KT Rolster B taking the first inhibitor of the game in about 16 minutes. And if you're Curse Gaming right now, you got to kind of collect yourselves. You're down 10,000 gold already. You've lost that inhibitor, but you still have some tools in your kit to maybe get yourself back into this one. Cop, unfortunately, hasn't been fed whatsoever. Actually, Twisted Fate might try to make a play here.
Elements is coming in. He's trying to look scary as Lulu, but you can't when you're a Yordle, and KT's just going to run away.
Oh, man, I happen to think that might be some sort of deep-seated hatred towards Yordles that you have there, too, bro.
It might be coming out just a bit. I'm trying my best to hide it, Tom. Let's not talk about it.
Well, as long as we don't have to talk about Poppy, I know I'm fine with this. And is this Curse trying to go for Baron? They're barely in double-digit levels.
Yeah, but they know that KT needed to run. I mean, someday and Rhea are going to take some time to come back, but Curse is not taking that Baron down fast enough, and man, Elements nearly dying with that last hit. I mean, only level 7. It was a good try because they knew the timing window, but alas, they just weren't strong enough.
No, and that's kind of the definition of that desperation, Baron. You might be joking around your friends in solo queue or something and be like, come on, just go for Baron, they'll never expect it. That was kind of what it looked like Curse was doing there. They just tried to rush for that objective, they weren't able to get it. And like you said, they bought a little bit of time trying to delay those recalls, but at the same time, KT Rolster B, the goldage is so far in their favor, especially after they pick up this dragon here, that Curse, they just really can't take them in a straight up fight, let alone one that they're fighting over the Baron wall.
Yeah, so KT now takes another dragon. They're well ahead in global gold. They're actually going to clean out the wards in the Baron pit, so they have map control once again. And really, oh, Someday is actually going to try to catch Nijaki. He does get the stun on both sides, but Nijaki just says, peace out, I'm out of here. And Someday says that's fine too.
Well, it does look like that KT Rolster B trudging all around the map. They might be trying for a Baron attempt themselves, but Someday just stalling the remainders of Curse down here in this bottom lane. He's being a big old nuisance, but meanwhile, if we pan over to Baron, we can see 3 members of KT Rolster B are just wailing away on it.
Yeah, and Someday is doing everything he can to distract it. He might even be able to pick up a killer given how tanky he is, but he just wants to distract for as long as possible because he knows his team is getting Baron. He got the Baron buff, so he tries to turn around with the extra damage, but he does get whimsied, and now there's 4 people from Curse's side, and KT, they're going to lose Someday, but they actually get the kill onto St. Vicious. Someday does make the magic happen, and they also got the Baron buff.
Minions OP, bro.
Minions are
OP.
pretty strong.
Well, we see them taking down St. Vicious in that one. They stalled out for the Baron, so there are 4 Baron up members strong of KT Rolster B against the 4 non-Baroned up, very underfed members of Curse Gaming. Unfortunately, Cop, he's 2-1-2 right now, but his CS disadvantages in the way he wasn't able to gain traction in the earlier stage of the game means that he's not hyper carry calm. He's not even anywhere close to it, doesn't really even have a completed item quite yet. He needs to get up to that Infinity Edge. He needs to get that attack speed steroid in order to really dish out the pain. Curse's job right now, they're 12,000 gold behind. The only thing they can really do is stall. They need to wait for KT Rolster B to get caught out somewhere. But KT Rolster B, the entire time, they haven't been being caught.
Ooh, and Nijaki now the one being caught by KT. Nijaki's just getting chunked by Score. Insect's going to be the one to pick that up. And yeah, like you said, Tom, no one really on Curse has a finished item. I mean, I guess really the only one we can look at is the Locket of the Iron Solari. Meanwhile, KT, Insect is hungry. He flashes over to try to flip Cop. This may not be working out in his favor. St. Vicious tries to put out all the damage again. Cop gets the kill, and Cop is left all alone. Can he do cleanup duty while the rest of the team tries to put up a front line? They're going to have to back off. Boy tried to distract as long as possible, but he's taken too many hits, but good play coming up from Curse.
And that's the kind of thing that Curse needs. They need to catch KT Rolster B being maybe a little bit too confident there. Roboy takes a bit of poke damage. And the worst part about that was if you're KT Rolster B is, okay, you fed away a kill. You're kind of far ahead anyway. It might not really matter too much. You fed it to Kog'Maw. And if there's one person on the team you don't want to feed, it's going to be Kog'Maw from Cop. The other one, of course, being Voidboy from Akali, but Cop is going to be the one that deals more damage the longer the game goes off, just based off that percent HP damage.
Yeah, KT trying to fake them out, but of course the Destiny Gate was going to read right through that. Twisted Fate going to use that to go to the mid lane and clear that up because now they don't have inhibitors in both the top and mid lane. And like you said, Cop has been doing really well for himself in terms of positioning. You know, the rest of Curse has been very supportive, and it's really just the CS. The longer the game goes, Kog'Maw's just going to get stronger and stronger, and if the playstyle sticks, Cop's just going to live through every single team fight.
Well, we see a minion taking these terror shots here as Diana's going to teleport in. They want to take this down, Chobra.
And St. Vicious tries to jump in, but Insect says no. They take the tower, and that's a free fight for KT as Ryu pulls back St. Vicious, then uses the Zhonya stasis to make sure he's safe. They're not going to get the kill, but chases St. Vicious back. The rest of Curse is trying to poke as much as they can. They have some decent poke, but again, the level disadvantage is just too much. Somebody tries to dive in against Cop. Look at the crits coming out from Score. Meanwhile, Ryu jumps right over the inhibitor wall to help pick up that kill. Mappa is just on a roll right now, taking down the inhibitor and Akali, and KT still all alive, just trying to push through now. All three inhibitors are down. No, the top one just came back up, but Sunday's on the job as they're chunking down against that. Can KT clean up the game right now, or is Nijaki's poke too strong? Cop comes back full health, putting out a lot of damage as St. Vicious jumps in. St. Vicious knows what needs to be done, but Insect has come around the inhibitor, and Cop is now caught. That's the biggest part of the Curse damage. It's not going to be enough. St. Vicious is also going to go down. He does trade, while Elements actually takes up the kill, and now Elements just going to run away as Insect tries to chase him down. This may actually stop them from finishing the game, but maybe not because there's so many minions. Look at the map. Can Akali and Twisted Fate single-handedly hold this off?
I don't necessarily know if that's going to be doable here, Joe, but they do have some low health bars on the side of KT Rolster B, but Nijaki not super strong, and neither is Voidboy.
Yeah, and Insect doesn't care. I mean, look at that passive of his on Volibear, keeping him alive for so long, and that's going to be the Nexus down against Curse as KT goes ahead